Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspaper around the world is a Rise News analyst, Emmanuel Efeni, great Malabite.
Yes, good.
And
seriously?
Oji.
Did I disappear?
No, you didn't disappear. Oji Nika Okpe. Action.
Action. Well, we are relieving Tundu at this moment because she's feeling a little bit unwell. But
Oji, how are you doing? This maroon looks excellent.
As always, you know I wear maroon for you.
I know.
Great Malabites. What do you have for us?
Good morning, Rufa.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Oji Okpe, a.k.a. Ojinix.
Jinix.
Now, let's start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story, Buhari never promised Tinubu running mate. His boys fire back at Akonde, insist what President promised was partnership. Yes, we have not heard the last of this back and forth. Of course, when Chief B.C. Akonde, at the launch of his book, My Participation, and in that book, of course, he made a statement that the president, Muhammadu Buhari, in the run-up to the 2015 election, did promise Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu the position of running mate. And in his words, in his thoughts, the president reneged on his promise. But those who call themselves the Buhari boys, they are firing back, say no, the president never promised Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu the position of running mate. Rather, what he promised was a working partnership because of what the Southwest brought to the table in the negotiations and the horse trading that went on before the 2015 election. Yes, the Southwest was promised the position of running mate, but not exactly to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, what is this supposed to achieve? Because when I read that statement, part of the book, and I was wondering, what is that supposed to achieve at this moment when, of course, there is every indication that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu wants to run for the presidency. Of course, there's a group going across the Southwest. They call themselves Swagger, Southwest Agenda, as it were. Will this help his cause, this controversy? Or was it meant to twist the president to say, yes, you did not keep your promise the last time. Now now that Bola Ahmed Tinubu wants to run, please back him. But I don't know whether this is the way to go, Rufai. I don't know whether this will help the case of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because if the president then in 2015 did not deem it fit to make him his running mate, will he now be more amenable to him becoming his successor? That is a question that many will.
Mr. Efeni,
yes.
I think we should even dial back and ask,
yes,
what did President Muhammadu Buhari and Bola Tinubu agree upon?
Oh, his boys are saying it's partnership.
No, because this is the side of his boys.
Yes.
But the Tinubu camp is saying something else. The Tinubu camp, as enunciated by Chief Oshoba when we had him on this show, said they made an agreement that Tinubu was supposed to take over after President Muhammadu Buhari.
Okay. So,
and B.C. Akonde further enunciates those views in his book because that's where it's tilting to a Tinubu presidency after President Buhari. But his boys are saying it's a working relationship and the like. So the question is, only God knows what happened between those two. What did they agree upon? Because this is coming out now.
But it must also be stated that the aspiration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to become vice president was opposed by a bloc within the APC. Then.
Oh, well, that was just a bloc at that point.
Yes, and there was, for the reason that you don't even think of a Muslim ticket. And that bloc is still well and alive within the APC. Where, as we count down to 2023, we'll see how it pans out. the presidential ambition of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and what role the president, the incumbent, will play in that. But for anybody to say that the president promised Bola Ahmed Tinubu to take over from him, the president is not in a position to dash anybody. The presidential ticket of APC, there are other aspirants, I believe. If there's somebody I think the president should be close to and be talking to, it's vice president.
It should be vice president Osinbajo at this point.
Who many are urging to throw his heart into the ring and be more forceful about his ambition if he wants to be the next president.
But so far he's been so disinterested.
He's not disinterested.
Well, he appears
to be. It's not time for him to come all out now. Now, let's just look at other newspapers.
just for correction, Oshoba never said Tinubu was going to be, was going to take over at that point. So, just for clarification.
We get that. I mean, just to put it out there.
Okay. But let's just move on. Now, the Guardian newspaper, over 77 billion naira loans, bad governance, killed a Greek bank. Bank MD admits failure of ABP loans as recapitalization failed. BPE affirms Bank of Agriculture unviable, difficult to recapitalize. Yeah, strong indications have emerged that the Bank of Agriculture has technically become unsustainable and riddled with bad debt to the tune of 77.1 billion naira. Of course, this is amid efforts to restructure the bank, which seem to have hit the rocks. But if you recall that many farmers are yet to pay the Anchor Borrowers Fund, and the CBN threatening to arrest some of them, then you know why the Bank of Agriculture has so much bad loans. Now, the Vanguard newspaper, corporate governance worsens as companies withhold financials. Sanctions rises 243% to 730 million naira in 2021. Shareholders call for name and shame of companies that are withholding their financials from shareholders. Now, the Daily Independent newspaper, weak purchasing power may headline economy in 2022. Yes, it has been observed by economists that weak purchasing power will be rising budget deficit are among issues that will stand out in 2022 in the Nigerian economy. Now, according to analysts who spoke with the Daily Independent, of course, when you add the likely removal of petroleum subsidy in 2022, and, of course, the increase in electricity tariff, there will be weak purchasing power among Nigerians in the year 2022. Now, the Punch newspaper, we won't reverse travel ban over federal government's threat. UK press statement on travel ban stands despite federal government's planned retaliation, according to the UK High Commission. UK others lack moral rights to allow their airlines to come to Nigeria, says Aviation Minister. We have recommended travel ban for Canada, United Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, others. Now, the Daily Independent also reporting this story. Omicron, federal government bans flight from UK, Canada, Saudi Arabia, others. Says UAE's letter too insulting, unacceptable. We are in regular contact with other countries. Britain. Now, the New Telegraph newspaper also on this story. Source, UK may rescind travel ban on Nigeria, may revert to quarantine. Suspension of Nigerian-bound flights places airlines in a fix as low load amounts to economic waste. Yes, Rufai, you are happy that the federal government is doing the needful by reciprocating, because we cannot allow our nation to be trampled on when it comes to matters like this. What the United Nations Secretary General called travel appetite. No to travel appetite. So, tit for tat.
Absolutely.
And let's hope everybody will come to the negotiation table and solve the problem. Now, the Business Day newspaper, flour mills to escrow 900 million naira in acquisition of Honeywell. Flour Mills of Nigeria PLC will press ahead with its 80 billion naira acquisition of Honeywell flour mills and escrow 900 million naira of the proceeds. Business Day is reported. Now, the Leadership newspaper, rising insecurity. Sultan Jamarun Nasir Islam declares special prayer in the north. Says federal government must protect people from terrorist bandits. Urge government at all levels to brace up for the challenge of governance. Troops kill 20 bandits in Zamfara. The security situation in the northwest is still very dire. And of course, that story of 23 passengers that were burned to death in their vehicle by bandits still remain a very sour taste in the mouth, a stab in the chest for all Nigerians who still have milk of human kindness. But the federal government must up the ante and deal and do so ruthlessly with these bandits. Now, the Daily Trust newspaper, passengers stranded over fresh Nigeria-UAE row. Travelers count losses. Stakeholders commend federal government tit for tat. Seek review of pacts. Federal government reciprocates travel ban against UK, Canada, and Saudi Arabia. Now, the foreign newspapers quickly. The Daily Telegraph, 1 million jabs a day in race to avoid New Year lockdown. Yes, Boris Johnson warns of Omicron tidal wave as he urges all adults to come forward for booster by the end of the month. So, to avoid lockdown. Yes. Then the New York Times, quickly, COVID has killed 1 in every 100 older Americans, as the death toll nears 800,000 overall. 3/4 are 65 years and over, those who have been killed. The elderly bearing the brunt of the COVID-19 deaths in the U.S. Now, the Wall Street Journal reporting the tornado death toll, yes, mounts along 250-mile path of havoc, yes, across 6 states.
Yes.
I mean, a sad one on the
Profile and
Jennings. Well, I wish we had more time. I wanted you to talk about that NFF Sachs Raw appoints Eguavon, since we didn't have that sports segment today. But I thought it was, it was trending everywhere on social media. People were alarmed. But thank you, Mr. Ifemi.